Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. It is May 22nd, 2013, and my God, this is unprecedented. A very high-ranking IRS official, head of the non-exempt division that is emblazoned in one of the biggest scandals in White House history at the moment, specifically targeting Tea Party, conservative groups, activist groups, Republican, nonprofits, etc., is pleading the Fifth Amendment. Lois Lerner, head of the non-exempt division. Absolutely unbelievable. What should be firing and triggering off in your brain right now is why. Has she been intimidated by the Obama administration? Has she been intimidated by the White House? Is her life in danger? Why would she have to plead the Fifth during live testimony that you can tune into right now? I'm going to go to this in a minute where you can watch all this, where the judge said that she still had to show up even though she's pleading the Fifth. Why in God's green earth would she have to plead the Fifth Amendment? Why couldn't she just come to the table and tell the American people and give us transparency and exactly what's going on? And this is unbelievable. This is the equivalent of what we saw with Richard Nixon and the fallout of Watergate. Remember, it took some time for the Nixon scandal to pick up steam, for Watergate to break, and for all of that to unravel. And it resulted in Richard Nixon being the first American president in American history having resigned from the office. It wasn't until later years in recent history where Bill Clinton was the second president in the United States in history to actually be impeached from the Oval Office. So this is absolutely insane. And it's amazing. It's amazing how the American people have really not cared about any of the scandals that President Barack Obama has been emblazoned in over the past few years. Now in his second term, with a majority win, with a majority vote. You know, let's get him in there, everybody. Let's get this tyrant in for a second term. He has been emblazoned in Benghazi. He has been running guns outside through Libya to Syria. This resulted directly in the death and murder of Christopher Stevens and 3 other American citizens. And it's unbelievable. The American people don't seem to care. They don't seem to care that Christopher Stevens was a CIA liaison working for President Obama to traffic these guns. It's why the Obama administration and Obama himself bypassed congressional approval to invade Libya, topple Libya, and murder Muammar Gaddafi. Now they have their sights on Bashar al-Assad. And now we have a growing emerging scandal here with the IRS. And we have a very top, high-level official, Lois Lerner, pleading the Fifth Amendment on her trial, on her testimony. If that doesn't raise red flags, then honestly, you're dumb. You're an idiot. We have the IRS. We have Benghazi. We have the attack and wiretapping, very Watergate Richard Nixon-esque, of the Associated Press. Hundreds of journalists having been wiretapped, their constitutional rights violated. And you see, this is all reaching a boiling point now. This is all reaching a cataclysm where the American people are starting to wake up and realize not just have there been war crimes committed, not just has Obama perpetrated and continued the wars overseas in the Middle East, invaded new countries like Libya, and is arming Syrian insurgents and groups linked to Al-Qaeda in Syria. At this very moment I'm delivering this video. But and it appears that there are direct links to the White House with this latest IRS scandal, the targeting of conservative groups, of Tea Party activists, of the Patriot movement itself. Extremely anti-constitutional, abhorrible truth, if it is in fact true, leading all the way back to the White House. And now we have the mainstream media in an uproar now that they know they've been wiretapped and hundreds of journalists have been investigated and computer files funneled and fumbled through by this government. How is this news? How is this something that people didn't expect? Post-September 11th, we have the Patriot Act. It destroys all of our liberty here in America. It gives the presidency authoritative control this absolute and total power over the American people. Where literally they can go in, not just wiretap our phones on a regular basis, not just look and read our emails, look inside and interact with our Facebook, Twitter, and social media accounts. But now we see they've been directly attacking their political opposition. How is this any different than Watergate? This is absolutely incredible. Come here, I want to show you this. Here, we just put a video out with Obama's crimes. I encourage you to watch that. Here we go. Top IRS official to invoke Fifth Amendment, declined to testify at House hearing. Lois Lerner, the director of the IRS division that singled out conservative groups, is expected to invoke the Fifth Amendment Wednesday when she appears before the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Fox News has learned. That means Lerner, head of the Exempt Organizations Division, probably won't answer any questions on what she knew about IRS agents going after Tea Party-related groups. That also means she probably won't say what she sat on the information for so long, or why she sat on the information for so long before it became public. On and on. This is Fox News. We have the Washington Post, the House IRS hearing, live updates. You can watch this live. We have images coming from alternative media showing Homeland Security, the Department of Homeland Security actually targeting protesters and actually policing protesters armed as they're marching at their local IRS office, protesting this massive scandal. And honestly, the American people just need to ask themselves, how much more of this shit are you willing to take? How much more of a scandal can we present to the American people? Benghazi, the IRS, the wiretapping, the war crimes, the NDAA. It threatens the very existence of this constitutional republic. Yet, you know what? Most and the great majority can barely yawn. They're like, whatever. Whatever, not a big deal. Not a big deal that they're still killing people overseas. At least he's for the gays, is what they'll say. Because somehow the liberal left only seems to care about the social issues. Doesn't care about the unfair targeting of conservative groups. Doesn't care about the raping of our constitutional principles. Doesn't care about any of that. And that is why we have a country so incredibly divided right down the middle. So partisan, because we can't come together as a thinking, rational, critical thinking people. And realize that this government, Republican and Democrat, really is one and the same. That these groups and these people, these bankers that still remain in power today, that have organized and congregated your bailout money so that they can get bigger, too big to fail, much bigger than they were to fail before. These are the same people, Republican and Democrat, both sides of the aisle, that voted this stuff in, that approve of this. And now we have a Republican attack coming after the Democrats to replace who? Obama replaced by Biden? Is that going to be a win-win situation? Biden, Joe Biden, he's going to be the next guy? And even if we get a Republican in office next, how does that change anything? Because the damage has already been done. $17 trillion in national debt and growing has destroyed this country. Obamacare has destroyed this country. It is over. It is ended officially. Unless we decide and make a decision within ourselves to step out of the old paradigm and create a new one. And to go back to the foundation constitutional principles that established this great country and has made it one of the most free on the entire planet. That has made it a great place to live. That is a reason people have died for it. If there's a reason we came over here on ships, had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. Most people didn't even know if the world was flat or round. And they risked their lives to establish a better life. Now we owe it to ourselves to make sure that that continues. Not just here in America, but for all people worldwide. It is time to step out of the old paradigm and realize that this corruption, it exists with the Democratic Party, it exists with the Republican Party. Bottom line, you the people don't have to stand or don't have to adhere to that anymore. You can become your own republic. You can become your own party. You can make your own decisions. You can empower yourself. You can bring liberty and freedom back to this country.
A country that I love and that many American patriots love and have died for. I'm Christopher Green. Get this scandal out to as many people as possible. Share this video all across your social media networks and get it out to the viewing public. As always, hard-hitting and in your face.